You and me, citizens, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do it on the Discovery Channel.
I do know that one.
Yeah, you know that one? Okay.
I have heard that one before.
We're back live at Casa de Groves. We're untethered.
Untethered. There's no mic.
Yeah.
If you've been keeping up with the posts, the community posts, this is the big surprise that I asked you to guess about. So if you guessed new microphones, you're right. I don't think you guessed that. But if you did, you were right. Look at this. I can talk into it like this. What's going on? It's gonna be a good time. Hopefully the audio quality is gonna be a little bit better. Hopefully you prefer it more. Hopefully we don't have to be like yelling or talking over each other, or some parts I think were hard to hear. I think this will solve that. I know sometimes I had some opinions that were muffled because I was sitting all the way over here away from the mic. I can now like lounge back,
Yeah.
I don't have to be like talking into the microphone,
Untethered.
just
Yeah.
anywhere I go, I can even walk behind the camera and you can still fucking hear me. Look at that. It's incredible. Look at that. Well, you can't look at it because I wasn't there. But anyways, we're here.
Yeah.
Do we want to? What are we doing?
Oh man!
Does anyone even know? Do we?
I mean, we could. I could talk. We could talk about the week. We had quite the evening last night.
All right.
We ran into some old co-workers, some current co-workers. We went to a rock and roll show and sang a little karaoke. Got really fucking wasted. It was a good
like
time.
On a scale of 0 being completely sober to 10 being the most wasted you've ever been in your life.
In my life?
In your life.
I mean, maybe like a 6. But at 40, a 6 is like, it's because it's the bounce back, it's the recovery from said evening. But
right.
Yeah, no, there have been times, man, where like, when it gets to like when you get to like a 10 on that scale, that's when like you only remember patches of the night, you know what I mean? And you wake up somewhere that you don't remember falling asleep,
I mean, I've definitely waken up places I don't remember falling asleep.
Yeah?
Yeah. You ever fall asleep in the car and then your parents take you out of the car when they get home and put you in your bed?
Well, I'm not talking about like as like a 5-year-old, I'm talking about like, and you're like, when they turn you loose, when you can make your own decisions, and you're out on your own in the world, and like you wake up and you're like, where's my other sock? Whose house is this?
Whose house is this?
Like,
is the first one that comes to your mind, where's my other sock?
What was her name again? Like that's when it's like, that's when you get to like the 10s.
What do you mean again? I feel like if you're in that state of being that wasted, do you ever even learn her name?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, but like, why are we assuming when you wake up in her bed that you know her name? Or that you did at one point know her name?
Yeah, or like, damn, I didn't notice that she had a speech impediment.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, is that what you? I knew that's what you.
Yeah.
Is that an inside joke?
Or? Well, I had a one night rendezvous with someone, and I woke up the next day, and yeah, they had a bit of a speech impediment.
Maybe like when they drink booze, their speech impediment goes away.
I think no, I was just very
really wasted.
Yeah, like really wasted. Have you ever heard the term beer goggles?
I've worn them.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And in high school, they had us wear drunk, like, call them drunk goggles, I guess.
Yeah.
They had us wear drunk goggles, and they had us drive around a little, like, those like 5-year-old little mini cars, you know, that they have you play with. Yeah, we drove around one of those in the cafeteria to simulate what it was like driving drunk, and you see the person bumping into shit, it's funny as hell.
The dangers of drunk driving.
Yeah.
Well, your inhibitions get them as well. So, like, sometimes you would do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Would you just not normally bang a girl with a speech impediment? You got something against girls with speech impediments or something?
I mean, I don't have anything against it, but yeah, that's not really my thing. Like, I don't think I could.
But like, I mean, when you're doing the deed, like, how much does the speech impediment really factor in there? I mean,
it depends on what you're into.
I suppose. But, I mean, I have a hard time.
But yeah, I mean that was, and like, I mean, if that was the only thing, you know what I mean? If it was just that, but like everything else, like great personality, looked great, like, no, that wouldn't be a deal breaker. Like if she had a speech impediment, but like compounding like that with like 5 or 6 other, red flags, you know. But like that was just the main thing that I found funny, about it after the fact. It was just like, oh, she doesn't pronounce the letter R so good.
I mean, we've all been there,
So, you know,
Well, hey, congratulations, I guess, on your crazy good night.
it was fun, man. Like we got to get you out on the town,
Nope.
man. Paint the town red.
I mean, can you imagine how horrible it'd be for me to go to a rock and roll concert? There's music, there's loud people, there's drunk people. It's probably smells bad.
Well, okay. So honestly, as far as like a rock and roll concert, that's a bit of a stretch. It was pretty tame in there. It was a lot of like, well, for one, like there was a lot of seating. You know what I mean? Like in most like shows that are really fun, like ain't nobody sitting down. You know what I mean? So like that off the bat kind of let us that kind of set the tone for what the night was going to be like. And then I would say even me and in being a 40-year-old man, we were probably some of the youngest people there also, wouldn't you say? Yeah, like the crowd, like I would say was around like 55, 60.
So I would, if I went there, I would just be like way out of place.
I was the only black guy there. I mean,
so you were even more out of place.
You wouldn't have been more out of place than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but yeah, I mean, but then we went from that place to a bar here in town because that was over the bridge. But we went to a place here in town, Das Steinhaus, where we frequent that place. Not for the food because they serve German food. And that's not really my jam. But
is it your jelly?
It ain't any of my condiments at all.
Not even your peanut butter?
No.
All right.
Not into it. But I do like karaoke. So we sang karaoke with Big Rick, and that was pretty fun.
Did you go to the concert with Rick, or did you just go to the bar and he just happened to be there?
No, Angie actually invited me and him, and we went to the concert, and then she showed up, but then she didn't go to the bar with us afterwards though, because like she knew like everybody there, man. She's like I don't know if you would necessarily say she's a roadie, because I didn't really see her putting any equipment on stage or anything, but she somehow was affiliated with the band. So, like, yeah, she was, like, making the rounds. She was, like, a celebrity in there, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
But Tina, man, big times. For the, as you, so, you know.
I mean, I've partied with her, back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think you were with us at that time.
No, yeah, that was before because that's what I would always complain. Like, you guys did karaoke before I came, but like, because I was
don't do it now.
Yeah, I was trying to get that going, man. I tried so hard to get a karaoke night going, and by tried so hard, I think I like mentioned it twice. But
that sounds about right.
Yeah, for me, that's a lot of effort. But yeah, man, her spirit is definitely missed at Deal. But I mean, as is everybody's, because she was so shocked that I was still there. She was.
It's everyone's.
I think so. It feels like
Neil and Paige. Like we're gonna say both of their spirits are missed.
You didn't like working with Paige?
I didn't work with her for very long.
Yeah, but you weren't a fan.
I mean, we had some issues. I suppose you probably weren't too aware of them.
I guess not. No, man, what happened?
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to talk about it.
Well,
but
neither of you work there anymore. So, like, what could the ramifications be? I think this is fair game right here. This is what the kids are calling content. This is the meat and potatoes.
Well, you know me. I like to get a little funky fresh in the WebEx, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like to crack some jokes. I know she didn't realize I was joking, so. That's. I don't think we need to go much further than that.
That's fair though, man. I didn't either at first. Remember? Well, I mean, you smarted off to her directly though in the WebEx.
I don't know. I don't remember everything I type in WebEx, man. Dude, if I remembered everything I type in WebEx, man, I would have to take drugs to go to bed at night, man. That would come back and haunt me. Are you crazy?
Oh my god, man!
What the heck?
But that's what it's. She had a problem with something you said in WebEx, so from then you guys just didn't. I thought.
Well, yeah, she reported it, so that was kind of why we had to.
Oh wow! So is this after I left for that brief period?
I think this was while you were. Yeah, because that was when Paige was working there for the most part.
Yeah.
When me and Paige were working together, you were only there for like
a week or so. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was while you were gaunced or right before you wenced.
Damn. I missed all of the good stuff, man. Because I didn't know.
I
Apparently,
didn't think it was good.
I mean,
It was
well,
pretty
not for you
bad.
guys. Yeah, I don't think. But I mean, as an outsider, I probably was like, "Oh man,
I don't think it got out too much. I don't think many people knew about it. It
Yeah.
kind of just kept on the down low. But
So did you like? You guys had to have a call to Jesus powwow with everyone? Like they sat you down?
they didn't sit us down together, which I thought was kind of fucking stupid. They just took me aside solo and were like, "Yo, you can't be saying stuff like that." And I'm like, "But it was a joke." And they were like, "Well, too bad." And I was like, "All right."
Damn.
So,
Jeez Louise, man.
but I would have liked to, just have her be in the room with me, just so I could tell her how I was intending it to come across.
Yeah, or at least
but
give you the opportunity to apologize, But like,
I did send her an apology message after.
Yeah.
Afterward, I was like, "Hey,
Did she
didn't mean
accept
to."
it, or was it?
I don't remember what
Still
she
like
said
fuck
back.
you.
It wasn't a fuck you thing. It was more of just like a don't talk to me or my kids ever again, kind of thing.
Okay, now
Like she just didn't want to interact with me.
or
fuck
my
you.
kids. You were communicating with her kids.
No, that's just the same.
That's not the same.
Yeah, it's from like a thing. It's from a like back me up on this, Nicole. Come on, that's a thing. That's like
Don't
that's
talk
a
to me
meme.
and my kids ever again.
Well, I wasn't listening.
So
It's just a saying. Like the memes are on the internet, and it's like someone says there's like a basic interaction. Like someone's like, "I don't like mustard on my hot dog," and then the other person's like, "Don't talk to me or my kids ever again." And they like run away. It's just a meme thing. Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess what you got to remember. There's an age gap
Alright.
here, man.
I didn't think it was gonna be that.
Oh okay.
It's a meme.
Well, because she
It's a meme.
has kids, and that's what I'm like. Whoa,
I did
wait
not
a minute,
interact with
what'd
her
you do to her
children.
kids?
I did not interact with her children whatsoever.
You have to post another fucking apology. Oh man.
There's this. I'm reading. There's this guy who made a post. A man shouldn't have to cook or clean if he's got a girl. Point blank. Period.
Wait, what?
So true.
Really?
No, I'm
Okay,
joking.
Then I mean, if I don't work, if I could just stay home and that's all I do.
Hey, I'm not. When have I ever tried to gender roll anything around here?
No, I'm
okay.
not about you.
We're talking about this
Kids.
stupid ass poster.
The ignorant.
Well,
The ignorant.
but,
Yes.
man.
That's what we need. More stereotypical gender roles in society. Yes.
Fuck that, man. That means I gotta fucking no.
Lift wood.
Yeah, and like
Get
fix
a
cars
chop down
and shit.
trees. Yeah.
No, thank
I
you.
agree. And someone commented, he loves white women anyway, so I'm happy. Sister's not affected by this mess.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man, well that kind of we could kind of segue that into something somewhat serious. Like you experienced being in an interracial relationship. Did you ever feel any resentment like being
No.
out in public?
in public, no.
Yeah.
She did apparently, but I think I'm just so because I grew up in a place where there was like 3 black kids in my graduating class, and every single one of them was adopted.
Yeah.
So
not many interracial couples.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
for me like I'm just so oblivious to people doing like small racist shit because
So
I
like
just
you
don't
don't
notice
the
because I didn't see it growing up because I didn't have like an opportunity to
Yeah.
do it or to see it. And like again, I think I've said it before, but like growing up, if you were black at my school, you were instantly cool.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
had a
did touch
higher
on
level
that,
of
yeah.
status than if you were just white. Because it's like, holy shit, this guy's black. He's
Yeah.
freaking wicked.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Everybody wants to be on your team in recess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Literally. Yeah. It's like you have this level of status that you just don't have normally.
That is one
So-
thing when I moved from St. Louis to Fort Leonard Wood, because St. Louis, it was like 99% black.
Yeah.
Fort Leonard Wood, it was like everything, like Mexican, German, Asian, like, because military base people live,
All
they
over,
move there from
yeah.
all over. And my first PE class, they're like, "Oh, we got Darius," and I'm like, "Oh man,
They don't
these
even
guys,
know.
yeah, I'm like, man, these guys are gonna be disappointed."
Yeah, well, let me say, the black kids in my school, they were not disappointing. I'll tell you that. They were, one of them was like the track star, and another one was on the football team, and I think he was pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going pretty crazy. Now I don't know. There were a couple black girls. I don't know if maybe they got different treatment because I didn't really interact with women very much in high
Yeah.
school, so I don't know if maybe they were treated differently by their female peers because it didn't seem like they were, getting like the high fives in the hallway.
Oh no.
So I mean, but maybe the girls don't do that. I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
didn't see any girls high fiving each other in the hallway, so I don't really know.
Well, did they date anybody?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah.
I didn't go up to them and ask, "Hey, who are you dating?"
Well, yeah.
Like-
I mean, yeah, that would be weird if you don't know them.
Yeah, I didn't really get to know them too well.
Yeah.
So
We got some weird looks when we went to Texas, or was that no? That was Louisiana. We were in Texas, and then we went to a casino that was close by in Louisiana, and yeah, we turned some heads. Every now and again, here we'll be like in the parking lot in the grocery store. Remember that one morning we were in the? I don't remember what grocery store it was, but sometimes we'll just look up and see an elderly person just looking at us like.
And they're usually looking at me like they're disappointed.
Yeah, like she's letting her father down. You know what I mean? Because I usually am like in the passenger seat, and I look like me. You know what I mean? So I'm just, I get it. I don't ever get mad. I usually find it funny. It's like, damn.
I don't know. I think I'd be a little upset, man, if someone's looking at me disappointed because of my spouse choice. I'd just be like, you don't know me or my spouse, so why are you judging? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's this guy. You ever heard of Dr. Umar Johnson?
No.
He tries to keep people out of the snow, as he says. Like,
what does that mean? Does it mean stop black people from marrying whites? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
Black guys from dating white women, and that's what it's like, bro. Like, for one, we're pretty sure I can't even have kids. So it's not about like keeping the race alive with me. You know what I'm saying? So like, but like they feel like, yeah, that like you'll get like manipulated and either going to jail or fucking
what?
Yeah, man, like it's crazy, and it's like it sucks that there are like, because I'm not your average bear.
Are we just secretly manipulating you to commit a crime and to go to jail?
Or
is that what this podcast is all about? Just me trying to get you to admit something so we can send you to prison?
I mean,
oh my gosh!
I'd say you'd have enough evidence by now.
We need something real definitive.
Yeah, like fucking, we need times and dates.
Yeah, exactly.
But
we need to get names in here.
Yeah, but nah, man, I never could understand, on either side of the fence, like why you would care who someone else is with, especially if you don't have a shot with either person. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like if she wasn't with me, she'd be with you, or vice versa. Like that's the part that trips me out about it,
Yeah, I mean,
why do you care?
For anything, really, it's like, if the two people are happy, that's the only thing that really matters.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So, if they both got a smile on their face, then you should be smiling with them.
Yeah.
Or for them. Don't make a grumpy little bitch face, a disgusted face.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't do it. Hey, everyone's different, man. One man's trash, another man's treasure. I don't want to, maybe trash, not the right word. Now that I say it out loud, but no one's trash. Be clear. But if just because you don't like someone doesn't mean that's not right for someone else. What's a better one? Or someone for everyone?
Yeah.
There you go. That's a better way to say it.
And plenty of fish in the sea as well. Like it's not like two people being together means that you're never gonna be with someone and happy. And that, I think, ultimately that's a lot of it too. Is just like, man, you don't have anyone that makes you feel like how you perceive them to be feeling, so it's like a problem, like nobody should.
But then, like, why are you like limiting your options and being like, oh no, I can't go white or can't go black or can't go ugly or whatever? It's like, just,
well, now I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know if I could just date someone that was a straight uggo. Like, you mean like,
why not?
Straight up busted? Well, because, dude, like,
why not? Come on, man. What you got against those uggos?
Well, I'm a very physical person, man. So if I'm not physically attracted to someone, like, that's gonna be a big part of it, man. That's like, that's a huge deal.
All right, man.
How could you wake up to someone every day that you didn't think was beautiful?
Just don't look at them. Just be looking the other way when you wake up. You know, get out of bed on your side. What are you getting out of bed on her side for, man?
Man, get out of town, man. That's the point. What do you put up with all of the bad for if they're not pretty? Like, come on, man.
Maybe there is no bad. Maybe that's the only bad, you know?
Nah, dude. Nobody's perfect. There's gonna be something about whoever you're with that you're not gonna like. Like, nobody's gonna check every box. That's not realistic.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are people being like, oh no, they gotta check this box. They
That's
gotta
only
be.
one of many boxes, man. That's not asking a lot.
No, you're asking a lot. You just gotta.
That is not asking a
Well,
lot.
there's gotta be 2 boxes. All right. Do they breathe? Okay. Can they talk? All right. That's all I need.
See,
Only 2 boxes I need.
I don't need. What is there to fucking talk about, man?
Well, you didn't want to do the speech impediment one. Come on. What the hell is the difference?
I would rather somebody not be able to talk than just to not be able to pronounce the letter R. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't say any of them. Shit.
Well, there you go. Big D only needs 1 box. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh man, I think that might be the timeout.
Well, write it down. Write it down before I forget.
Need one. We only need 1 box.
We only need 1 box. All right, we'll do that. We only need 1 box.
Shit.
Well, in case you didn't watch the posts and stuff, and were wondering what the hell was going on, we recorded a whole wonderful episode. Even had a cameo from my mom in it, and then it got deleted.
I was really happy about how that episode.
That was such a good episode,
dude,
and the fact that I got wiped was truly a tragedy.
Yeah.
And then I tried to upload the next episode early, somehow messed that up. So that's why our episode was a little late. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to.
Hey, but that's show business, though.
That's show business. Yeah. We're still doing one every week. You just got to back that one up 3 days or 4 days or whatever it was.
Just back that ass up.
But I'm wondering, you, Big D, do we want to talk about some of the things we talked about on that episode? Because they're all everything in the Discord. We only talked about stuff in the Discord.
Okay, I mean, I guess we can touch back on it, like,
or if we just want to say fuck it, it's lost to the void. No one gets to see that.
I don't think did we hit on anything that was. I think it was just the in between banter that made the episode so good. Like, I don't think any of these topics were just like, you know. I mean, well, we did listen to "Monsters Under the Bed" by James Blunt. That was super emotional.
Yeah, well,
until
the
dad showed up, right? That's kind of what took you out of it, was when the dad showed up.
It was when he turned to the dad and didn't just start completely bawling.
Yeah.
Because I was like, either that's not your dad or like.
But
I couldn't imagine you like already starting to tear up. And then you turn to your dad and then not tear up more.
Well, because the dad was tearing up too, though. But you don't think the theme of the song was kind of like, we're accepting this and we're trying to be as still like, you know, hold a little bit of dignity about it as much of it as we can and not just fall apart and blubber. Like, hey, it's not like, oh, dad, you're dying. It's just like, hey, we're just 2 men saying goodbye. Like,
yeah, I mean, that was the point of
trying
the
to
song.
hold a little bit of their masculinity. So, like, I think that's why in the video he didn't break down. Like, they were trying to.
But like, it made me feel like it wasn't really his dad, because like, there's no way. Like, either you're not human or that's not your dad.
I think. Like, I'm telling you, man. I think that was his dad, and
then he's just not human. Like, there's no way you're turning to your dying dad, talking about how he's gonna die already with tears in your eyes. And you're not just gonna like at least start choking up a little bit. Like the fact you can just keep singing, like, excuse me?
I don't think I have the full story also. So this is where you come in, Mind Fury. You're gonna have to either in the comments or when you see me, like, refresh my memory as to like, was it a song to his dead dad? And then the guy in the video was just an actor, like a placeholder, or was it a song that he wrote when they found out his dad was going to die and his dad was still alive and they captured that before he died? Because, yeah, I know that there was cancer in a dad. But like,
cancer in a dad? I mean, that's all you need to know. Really?
That might be a better title.
Cancer in a dad. Oh, man. I mean, I can just, like, make that the thumbnail.
Like, what, a guy with cancer? Is that a bit like?
Well, I just have like a cancer like cell or something. I'm sure I can like Google.
Oh, okay.
Medical cancer.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty
picture. and then just have 2 pictures. I can have the VS in between it, like the Batman and the Sun.
Oh yeah,
Cancer versus a
man.
dad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Like a guy in suspenders drinking a cup of coffee on one side.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the billboard. We got to talk about the billboard. We got to let the people know about the billboard.
Oh, I'm the face of revenue, apparently.
Face.
Well, at least as far as the citizens by this highway in Kansas City are concerned.
You don't think they see other billboards? You think that's the only one they put up?
I don't see
Or
why
there's
they
like
would
we need one. Did they ask
multiple.
you to like put your face on a billboard?
They said if we agree to do the photo shoot, there was a chance that your face could end up on a billboard or a website.
They specifically said billboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, billboard me up,
Well,
daddy.
I was like, there's no way they're gonna pick
Me?
Yeah, like they're not gonna put this mug on a fucking billboard. Like there's no. But then too, somebody said they saw it on a bus, like in town somewhere. But I have yet to see that, so
We've got to see it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make a trip to Kansas City and find this billboard, take a picture of it, and have it be a thumbnail.
And pray that it's still there, because like
It better come on.
Well, because people like billboard rental, isn't it by the month? So next month might be Thelma or somebody else that they picked or MU. It might be something.
That's why we gotta get there fast.
Well, we gotta figure out where it is first. So I gotta do some more.
So you didn't even do that. You had a whole week and you didn't do anything.
Dude, if I'm not peeing or smoking a cigarette, I'm probably on the phone arguing with someone that I can barely understand. Or like it's pretty close to 50 calls a day, man. Like
you gotta get that going, man. Get the
start
start answering the phone. Say, sorry, we are experiencing longer than usual call volume. Please call back in 4 months.
A lot of people are getting, well, not call back in 4 months, but a lot of people are getting a high call volume message, and those are the people that I have to respond to an email each morning.
Yes.
I'm also averaging about 50 response emails as well a day.
Perfect. I mean, you're doing fantastic stuff out here.
I'm just saying there's not much time for much else. It's outside of, like walking to the microwave and praying.
Why don't you just call someone who's seen the billboard, or next time you get a call of someone in Kansas City?
No, I just gotta ask the one boss that's like, I know who to ask, but I'm always afraid it's the wrong time to approach her though too.
There's never a wrong time.
She's a little intimidated.
No, just do it.
Just waltz on in there.
Just waltz on in there. Be like, you gotta slap your butt in the chair, kick your feet up on the desk. Okay, put your hands behind. Just do like one of these. Like, here's the deal. All right, I got a question for you, and you're gonna answer it, or we're gonna have a problem, and we're not gonna have a problem now, are we? And they're gonna say no, and you're gonna say very good, and then you ask them your question.
She's gonna pick up the phone and be like, "I need security in here."
No. You're just asking a question. That's all you're doing. Is it illegal to ask a question?
I don't know. Depends on the question, I would assume.
Well, you're just asking where's my billboard?
Yeah, I don't think that's illegal.
Probably not.
I think that's just more like, but that's what I'm saying. I got to pick the right time, because I definitely get the impression that there would be wrong times to ask.
You think so?
I think so.
No, just ask about your billboard, man. Kick the feet up on the desk, hands behind the head. You got to seize the moment. You got to be the one in charge.
I'm not in charge.
You are when you're asked the question. When you're asking a question, you are the one in charge. In charge of the question asking.
I guess, man. You're not too into the Batman movies, but you just reminded me. I don't remember which Batman movie it was. It was when Bane was the main villain there. Yeah. And the guy
knock off Darth Vader.
He's trying to get Bane to do something. I forget what. And he goes, "I'm in charge." And then Bane is just like, so scarily and menacingly, he just puts his hand on his face and he goes, "Do you feel in charge?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and then it got like a cut away, and the guy just started screaming.
Why did he scream?
No, because Bane started like squeezing him. He was all Bane.
Oh, they were giving him a hug?
Like around.
So he finally like screamed like out of relief.
No, he gave him a hug around his face with his hand.
Oh, a very passionate hug. Okay.
Yeah, man. Do you feel in charge? Holy
Oh yeah, he was
fuck,
probably very much in charge in that situation.
Nah, no, he wasn't. That
in
was
charge of getting the hug. You know, everyone's in charge of something. That's the
Yeah.
deal. That's what you got to realize. Maybe you're not in charge of giving the hug, but you're in charge of receiving the hug. That's another great title. Come on, man. You got too many.
Yeah,
Um,
bees like that.
what else do we want to talk about here? Do you want to talk about Kanye West again?
I mean,
Probably not,
yeah,
really.
what more?
Go Google
can
it
be
if you want to
said?
know
Yeah,
what he did.
what
I'm
more
sure
can
it's
be
all
said?
over.
I imagine there's more stuff today.
Probably.
Yeah.
You want to talk about more mac and cheese with bacon in it?
I want a taco.
Oh yeah. Well, have somebody bring some tacos around here.
Or when we go to take Big D to his next excursion, we could stop at a taco place.
But then you're dropping me off at that excursion, though.
Right.
So then you would. Oh well, like I would.
So you would get a taco. You would hold on to the taco, and then when you presumably eventually come back,
Oh, and like
Get
put
her
it
a
in
taco.
put it in my mom's fridge. But then yeah, it'd be soggy. When she.
I appreciate spitballing, but that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
all right, well, you know, you gave it my best shot.
Well, yeah. But yeah, no, man, I think we talked about mushrooms trying to take over the world. And I don't
Yeah.
think, I honestly, I'm telling you, I think that's why that episode didn't fucking get uploaded. So I think we should.
No way.
I think we should skip right on past that because I think they're like, okay, yep,
Yeah, the mushrooms can corrupt my computer.
yep.
Yeah, I'm sure they
wipe
can.
that one right off of YouTube.
I'm sure the mushrooms are growing in my computer.
No, the powers that be, man. People behind the knobs and diodes. Is that a word? Diode?
I mean, it is a word, but I don't think it's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, probably not. What happened? What was the Florida man thing?
It was the snake guy, the guy slithering into the.
Oh yeah, and then he got away with it because he.
No, he didn't get away with it. He turned himself in. He had some accomplices that got away with it. They were on video though. They weren't seen sliding. We don't know if they were sliding or not. They might have just been walking normally.
Oh.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, because we were talking about this, I read an article. I saw a headline, and it said like man slithers like a snake to steal valet cars. I'm like, what the fuck? So I click on it. I'm like, obviously I have to know more about this. And I read like the first line, and it's like a Florida man. I'm like, of course it's a fucking Florida man. And they got a picture of the dude, and he is on his belly, slithering into like the valet cabinet where they keep all the keys. There's no reason for him to be on his belly. It's not like there's like a trap that's gonna like shoot his head off.
It worked, man. Maybe there was somebody up like standing upright, like over a counter or something. So he was like belly, like like right under the counter length, or if it wouldn't have been for his accomplices, he would have got away with it.
No, it said he turned himself in, so presumably he was his own downfall.
Well, he didn't get caught.
He did not get caught immediately, but he stole like a couple.
He never
very
got caught.
cars.
That's not getting caught. That's he turned himself in.
Okay, he never got caught. It makes people think he's still at large though when you say he never got caught.
No, that just means that
he grew a conscience.
Yeah.
It
wasn't,
Imagine you're the guy tasked with slithering, and you're like, I can't take it anymore. I can't live with this burden. I slithered in and stole 3 cars.
He's probably just tired of, hiding or looking over his shoulder.
Is it easy to look over your shoulder while you're slithering?
Yeah.
Should we try that?
Fuck around and crick your neck.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very easy.
No,
but that was a good time.
Yeah. I don't think we need to rediscuss Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about in that one.
It's just another celebrity that got tricked into, like, because he was, okay, this guy's like 60. He's dating this chick. She's like 19.
Okay, we've all been there.
And she, like, started getting him to, like, role play with her where, like, he would, like, choke her and stuff.
Did he choke too hard?
Well, that's where we are now. Like, people are trying to determine if he's an abusive person or if he was just someone that was role playing. Because, like, there's a phone call where he's like, I'm going to choke the shit out of you and I'll see you next time. And she's like, I don't want to be choked. And he goes, I don't think you have any say in the matter. So people are
We're trying to. Okay, well, why don't we just ask the girl? Is she saying it was abuse? Is that why it's a problem?
Well, yeah, and he's being sued for millions of dollars. And what looks bad is he offered to settle for $10 million, and she turned it down, and is still proceeding to go to court.
So, I mean, like, let's hypothetically say that, like, I don't think we talked about this. I think we must have stopped before.
I touched on it. I basically was just like, it's another celebrity sex scandal,
okay.
and you're like, another one.
I mean, we definitely didn't go into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, imagine if you are in it, like a guy in this situation, and you are innocent, and you were just doing role playing, and your phone call got leaked, and now the girl's lying about being abused.
Yeah.
Like, that would just suck, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you're actually innocent here, and you're like, hey, look, lady, okay, you're a bitch. I hate you for lying, but let's just take care of this. I'll give you 10 mil. That's obviously what you want is money. Get out of my face. 10 mil's nothing to me, probably. I would assume for this guy.
No, man, $10 million is still $10 million fucking dollars, unless you're like Jeff Bezos or some shit. Like,
well, I don't know. Like, how rich is this guy? Like, how much is 10 mil for?
He's a sportscaster, and granted, there was a deal on the table where he was gonna get like 90, I think. But even still, like,
I mean, after a certain point, it's like the next 10 mil or the next million is just like nothing.
But even on principle, though, like, I would rather give a lawyer 30 million than to give someone that's lying on me $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, I am pettier than most people. But even still, like, if I didn't do it, I'm not gonna offer you $10 million fucking dollars. Like, bitch, I'm gonna offer somebody $10 million to kill you.
But it's just a he said, she said situation. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
look, and then too, okay, so if $10 million is what you would be willing to part with, then you could live comfortably forever. Like, you don't need to keep being a sportscaster. Like, I would fight that. I feel like, like, my reputation.
I don't know. I mean, who can? Like, just like retire, man. Just like give her 10 mil, retire, and just like just say, you know what, I've lived a good life. I've done my contributions. Just chill out the rest of your days. You said he's 60. Yeah, just lounge around the house, read books. Find a hobby.
I don't know. If you're fucking a 19-year-old though at 60, I don't think you want to lounge around the house. I think is the problem. Like, I don't think he's in the wind down phase. He's still running around.
Well, maybe he decided he is now that he's getting, lied to by.
I mean, he's still running his podcast, Club Shay.
Maybe that's his
fucking.
Maybe that's his hobby that he needed to get. I don't know.
Oh man, I just find. What do you think, babe? If somebody accuses you of rape,
abuse and rape,
or
abusive rape.
Yeah,
it wasn't like passionate, loving rape. It was bruising, happening rape.
Yeah. And you're rich, and you know you didn't do it, but they're still suing you. Would you offer to settle?
To just be done with it?
Yeah, at any point.
If I know I didn't do it,
yeah,
no.
Exactly. Like, if you're innocent, and then especially they're accusing you of something that egregious, like, there ain't shit to settle. Like, I don't
know, man. I might settle. I might just be like, I would probably never find myself in that situation, but I wouldn't be able to do that role play. Even if I was asked, I'd be like, nope, sorry, can't do it. But I would definitely consider, maybe not for 10 mil. I don't know how much money he's got, but I would definitely try to just settle. Just be like, lady, what you want? Money? Is that what you want? Here, just take it. Leave me alone.
You wouldn't be you don't really give.
If I have fuck you money, right? Like, if I'm at a point where I don't like, more money isn't a problem, and if I give up X amount of money, I'm not going to be having problems, and that's obviously all this person wants. Probably, hopefully, is money.
Yeah.
If I can give you what you want and you'll leave me alone, here, have it.
But see, you're not someone that cares about your reputation, and I think that's where both of our stances are.
If you're 60 and you have fuck you money, what do you need reputation for?
Well, like anybody that might be related to you that lives on after you, like, oh, your granddad was that raper guy, or you know what I mean? Like, but see, you don't really care what other people think.
Yeah,
so,
it's not. I don't know. It's
but
like,
that's
okay,
where it
I have
comes
a
from
kid.
For me. Like, if I wanted to have kids or family members and shit, like, I wouldn't want that perception you know, like, and he's like, oh, my son has to go to the grocery store. The cashier's like, oh shit, is that the raper man's son? You know what I mean? Or like he has to go to school and, you know, chicks don't want to date him because they're scared, like, oh, maybe that runs in the family. Maybe he's gonna choke me too. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I wouldn't want that stigma attached to me or anybody attached to me.
I don't know. I mean, the way I would look at it is if you're going to, because settling doesn't mean you're guilty, right? Obviously, people are probably going to think you're guilty because you settled, right?
Fuck
But
yeah.
it doesn't. So if you've got someone who's judging you because they think you're guilty based on a settlement, I wouldn't want to interact with that person anyway.
That's a
if you're going to judge me based off of something my dad maybe did, right, is like 70% likely to have done what my dad might have done, I don't think you have any reason to be in my life anyway. Then get out.
That's a fair assessment, man.
Like you're not getting to know the real me. You don't want to get to know the real me. That's fine. I don't need to get to know you then. Here's a middle finger. You can take it on the way out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. All right.
Here's a middle finger.
Yeah, here's a middle finger. Like, get out. You're being a dick. Like, it's just rude.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you want to come up? Come on, you're coming to say hi, but you don't want to come up. You're killing me, man.
Oh, he's giving you his face though.
I know, but I want you to come up. It'll be easier because then I don't have to like go like this.
He's going further.
He's going down. He's a good posture. All right, well, how much time we got? Let's see. Can I read it? Oh, he didn't like my 41 minutes. We got 20 minutes left.
Okay.
How are we doing? We got more topics after.
Yeah, we do. This next one is I don't fucking work here.
That was you.
Yeah. I have a real problem with the self-checkout at a grocery store. Man.
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm not, you know, a construction worker or, you know,
seems a little unrelated, but
I'm
continue.
not a surgeon, you know, but I like to think I'm a hardworking man that
Yeah.
contributes to society.
Right.
I don't want to bag my own goddamn groceries, you know, like I pay taxes. I don't fucking work here, man. I don't like that became a thing. And then not only that, it eliminates jobs. And then you go to Gerbs up here, like after work, you're fucking tired. To stand in the line to the self-checkout is so long, it's wrapped around into the fucking frozen food section because they only got 2 cashiers and those lines are wrapped down the aisles. Like, hire some more fucking cashiers, man. Like, stop being cheap.
Who wants to be a cashier, though? I think that's kind of the problem.
Who wants to be? There's a lot of jobs who wants to be, but motherfuckers need jobs, man. And I'm sure if they were available, you'd get somebody in there to do it.
I mean, they might have a hiring sign and no one's taking it.
Bullshit.
I've worked at many places where you have a hiring sign on the door, and you get someone, you go through the whole process to hire them, they don't show up on day one.
No, yeah, that happens. But then you go through it again. But that's owning a business, man.
It's painful, and then you're like paying them like freaking $12 an hour to stand, dude. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough out there being a business owner. That's all I'm saying. It's not as easy as you think it is to just hire a cashier.
How much inventory do you think they lose through the self-checkout?
Probably less than you lose from paying an employee. Like, that's the whole point.
You know how fucking easy it is to steal in the self-checkout?
Yeah, you know how much money it costs to pay a person $12 an hour to stand there? It costs a lot of money, man.
Man.
Like, I mean, that's what they're doing. Like, they know people steal. They just know that it's cheaper than paying someone to do it. And even still, like, if you're paying someone, right, most of the time these guys are like high schoolers. You know, someone who's it's their first job. They're probably not planning to stick around there very much longer. So you're going to have to cycle, you know, it's going to have huge turnover. They're going to make mistakes all the fucking time. Right? They're going to not stand
graduating class, there's what, hundreds of kids?
Not all 100 of them are going to want to
Is there ever not going to be high school kids, though? No, of course not all 100.
But the point is they're not going to be an experienced checkouter or cashier.
How much fucking experience do you need to push a couple buttons on a cash register and put my goddamn oranges in the bag? Like,
not very much, but the point is they're still going to make mistakes and they're still going to lose inventory. It's not going to be as much as self-checkout, obviously, but they're still going to forget to scan that milk, you know, or think they heard a beep when they didn't. You know, it happens, man.
I'm not saying that,
the cart.
Human error is a thing. But I'm just saying, for the sake of your customers, like I don't know, man. The self checkout is a fucking I hate it. I hate everything about it. Like, and of course this is just old man yelling at clouds because like first Blockbuster Video went away. You know,
When was the last time you needed a DVD, man? We have we have like everything you could want to watch on a subscription basis from your home, and you want a DVD.
It's the whole fucking experience, man, of walking in the store, smelling the popcorn being popped, checking out the candy, looking at the board for the fucking suggestions on what to watch, the new releases right up front with the display, man, picking out a video game for the weekend. Like, it was a whole vibe, and Blockbuster was a vibe, man, and it's gone, dude. And like, the grocery store is not a vibe, but like, that's just like, okay, like, yeah, it sucks trying to cycle in high school kids, but dude, the joy of being a teenager and cashing your first paycheck, knowing that you fucking slaved to earn that and it was your fucking effort that earned the check, like, dude, like, there's never not gonna be kids. And there's like those experiences, like, eventually, if it's all fucking self-checkout, like, okay, then it's gonna be robots pushing the carts or up to the customer to push like a like, I don't fucking work here, man. Let these fucking high school kids earn a goddamn paycheck, and bag my motherfucking groceries, man. I shouldn't have to bag my own groceries, dude. You go to the fucking hospital now and you gotta fill out your whole fucking registration. Why am I doing my own registration? I worked at a hospital and did registration. I know what that fucking process looks like. I don't scanning, and I gotta take a picture for you to have my picture on file for my, like, dude. Why am I doing your job? My appointment was at 10 o'clock. I don't get called back behind the fucking door till 10:45 anyway.
Oh,
Why
that's
am I
it?
doing my own registration?
You only gotta wait 45 minutes?
My
And my
was
doctor,
the appointment at 10.
my doctor, man, let me tell you about doctor appointments being not even close. Dude, my doctor that my mom took me to was a fucking yapper. Oh my gosh, dude. You would get there, you'd have an appointment. You'd do it bright and early in the morning, right? You'd be like, okay, they open at 8. I want to get an appointment at 8:30. No, you're not back there till like freaking 10.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck are y'all doing back there, man?
Well, you would go back there and you'd realize that the doctor's just yapping. She's just talking about fucking bullshit. And you're like, lady, I had to wait 45 minutes to get in here. There's people who've already waited an hour. Wrap this shit up, okay?
Yeah, man.
We're good. Like, or like make your appointments blocks bigger.
Right, like, why schedule? Yeah, dude. That's my thing. Like, if you knew I wasn't going to get back here till an hour later, why didn't you tell me to show up an hour later? Like, I could have been living my life.
Yeah, but back to the grocery thing. I understand your frustrations. I definitely think there's a lot of benefits to having a cashier, but if you're a business, if you're a grocery store, there is not that much benefit, if any benefit, to having it be a cashier over a self-checkout. A lot of people like the self-checkout over a cashier, man. A lot of people don't like having to look at someone scan their groceries. I don't really like it, and I don't really buy a lot of stuff. The only time I ever use the cashier or would prefer a cashier is if I got a whole cart of shit and I don't want to scan it all. But usually when I go to the grocery store, I'm buying like 10 items. I'm not going there for, I mean, sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm going there, I'm not going there and I'm filling up a whole cart. Most of the time I'm just like, got like, 10 items, like 2 bags of chips, 2 bags of chicken nuggets, some bread, some milk, maybe some snacks. Like that's that's about all I got. So I usually don't like bagging it. You say I don't want to bag my groceries. I usually just don't bag it because I buy bulk, and you only usually get to fit one thing in a bag anyway if it's bulk. You got a big thing. It's like I can only put one of these things in the bag anyway, so I just don't bag it.
So then you're making like 5 and 6 trips back and forth to take all these groceries in the house?
Well, I have my backpack.
Okay.
So I can fit a little bit of stuff in my backpack, and then I carry it. It usually only ends up being 2 trips, maybe 3. But like I probably would have needed to take 2 trips anyway if it was bagged. Because I'm not strong. I can't like lift like 14 bags, like a crazy person, I gotta.
Man, I do 1 trip.
One trip.
Unless
You're
there's,
that
like-
guy. You're the guy from the memes.
Unless
You're
there's,
that
like-
guy. You're the guy from the memes. You feel
Yeah.
strong carrying all the bag.
Yeah, dude. Unless it's like cases of soda or like toilet paper or something like that, then yeah, you got to come back. But like, I'm not, man. Look,
So I think it's just like there's pros and cons to both, man. Some people prefer a cashier. Some people prefer to just do it themselves.
I think COVID really changed the amount of time people want to spend interacting with
Oh,
other
yeah.
people. You know what I mean? I think
I
plays
think
a big
COVID just
role
made
in it.
people realize how much they hate others.
Yeah,
They're like,
dude.
wait a minute, I don't have to. I could not interact with people. Wait a minute, this is kind of nice.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Like, cause yeah, the world shifted, and I don't think we're ever gonna go back.
No.
to...
No, we're certainly not. No, we are
I
not.
do kind of miss lockdown, though. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Dude, I don't think I missed lockdown. The only thing I missed about lockdown was
I
like,
do kind of miss not having to go anywhere.
I don't know, man. I like going places. Going to work every day, man. It's
Ugh.
like so nice.
Ugh.
Getting stuck in
Awful.
traffic, yelling at that guy in the blue Subaru ahead of you to hit the fucking gas. Like it's a good times, man. That's what life's all about.
Every morning, going down this road, going to work, we end up behind somebody, and we're like, "What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
Like, are
it's
you
fun, man. Isn't it
No,
fun?
No.
Isn't it fun to have that
No,
experience
it's
with your
not.
wife? You got to yell at some stupid person. That's what life's all about, man. Yelling at stupid people with someone you care about.
I mean, that's pretty fucking wholesome.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That is what life is all about. What do we got? Oh, we got a little bit more. I got 10 minutes.
Okay.
What are we at here? What the fuck is up with the claim that Jesus died for our sins? What does that even mean? He didn't even stay dead. Not even much of a punishment, if you ask me.
Okay. Well, I think we need to either like apologize or caveat to anyone with any ounce of religion that may be watching. Firstly, before we say anything. And like I'm not as familiar. Well, I'm not, you know how things like I hear things and then like I have my own interpretation
Yeah,
of
I
them.
mean, well,
and it gets
that's religion. So you're doing a great job.
But like, I think it was like the act of the sacrifice that like. But I never understood.
But there's so many people that just like died for a cause, man. Like, why don't we have a whole religion about them?
Well,
Because they didn't get to come back.
I think he was the first, and he didn't like stay back. Like he came back for a minute,
And then he got to go spend eternity in heaven with his dad.
Well,
Doesn't sound like he was punished very hard, man.
no,
I'm just saying.
The punishment was his entire life leading up to that, though. Like him.
Oh, your life is so fucking hard. You're treated like a god. Oh no.
He wasn't though.
He had like 12 people following around doing whatever the fuck he asked.
Towards the end, like after, like eventually, like he started convincing people, but there was a long period of time where he was just a carpenter, and then like, but see again, like
all those carpenters out there just hate their life. Is that what we're saying?
I think we're gonna like, in which I did ask Jennifer if she wanted to come back and do the show again, because instead of eating a tarantula, as she's been suggesting, I'm gonna try watermelon.
Oh, okay.
For the first time as a
I could try watermelon too.
For losing the no tax due battle.
Okay.
Because I am a loser.
You are a loser.
I'm not trying to skate or ice past that or not. I stepped up to the challenge. I did not complete the objective, but I'm not eating a tarantula.
I'm just saying, if the whole point is that he had to sacrifice something, it doesn't feel like compared to other people in the world and what other people have gone through, it doesn't feel like his sacrifice is like significantly above everyone else.
And see, that's
like obviously it's bad. He got treated like a dick. He got hung on a cross, had to wear a thorn hat and carry his own cross. Like that's pretty bad. Okay, but there's been people who have gone through worse.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I think we need somebody on to, argue his point a little bit better than what I'm capable of doing. Because, like, I know that, like, there's more to it than just that. I know that, like, because, like, I mean, there was, like, he was, like, amongst the really downtrodden at one point and, like, was the only one that was treating them like people. Like, there was a whole, like, journey and, like, there was a bunch that went on. I tried to watch The Passion of the Christ to, like, get an understanding as to everything he went through, but I was stoned. So I felt really guilty, so I turned it off. I was
fair.
like, I can't.
That's fair.
I
That's
can't.
fair. You know what? I probably have to too. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what is the whole like Jesus died for his sins? Like, he didn't even die. He came back, man.
But that doesn't mean he didn't die.
Like everyone else dies, they didn't die for my sins.
But and again, like he didn't stay back. Like he did come
He
back.
went to heaven, like
But he didn't stay back. Like he went to heaven to show people that like what he was, or he came back rather
It just didn't make death was much of a punishment.
to show people that what he was saying. Like this is the power of my dad. Like hey, what I'm talking about, there's some substance to it. See, like I came back to life. But then like he didn't stick around and live a whole nother life. Like he went back to being dead after a while. But then too, like again, I don't know like the time frame on that, like how long he stuck around, if it was just like
it was not very long at all.
So and which so like it's not that like he didn't like him dying for our sins doesn't count because he came back. Like he didn't.
I'm just saying, like why when everyone else dies, they're not also dying for my sins?
Well, no, because no. Okay.
Why is it just this one guy?
I think what it was is like we had been around and we had did so much foul shit that like God was just about to, wipe his hands of us and be done with us. But instead of doing that, he's just like, I will put all of my wrath that I have for all of you, but like only take it out on
my own son.
Yeah. On the J-Man.
But didn't he like that's kind of fricked up then, because like Jesus was killed because he was nailed to a cross by like people. So did God corrupt those people, or did he just let them play out their horrible?
Yeah, I think it was more of this is how hideous you all are. Like, this is the literal Son of God, and you're willing to butcher him. And it was like a testament to like the people that did believe in him. Like, hey, yeah, we are messed up, man. Look what we're doing to the Son of God. So then like maybe we should try to follow the path that he laid out for us, because like we are fucked up, and like it's kind of us like
it just kind of seems like everyone else who has ever died could also have died for our sins. Because you think about it, right? Like if someone gets shot in the streets, they're dying because we're sinners. Why aren't they Jesus?
But see, again, man, I'm not the right person to plead that case. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure. So we'll have to revisit this discussion. And again, we don't mean any offense. To each his own on the microphone. Like whether you chant to Buddha, whether you pray to Allah, whether you pray to the patron saint of death if you're in the cartel, or we love all citizens. So any questions that we have about religion is just a reflection of
our curiosity.
Yes, and I mean that is what we're here to do: philosophize in between your thighs, and sometimes it'll be your spiritual thighs. Like sometimes we'll.
We've gone too far.
All right, yeah. I mean, but that takes us to about the finish line, yeah.
We can wrap it up. So hey, thanks for look at the new microphones. So we want to thank you for joining us with our new microphones. Hopefully the audio. I think the audio was doing like a little when we listened to the test run. It was like I don't know. It was like
fluctuating a little bit.
No, it was like stale. I don't know. Maybe people like it, but it sounded like almost like it was canceling too much background noise. So maybe we'll try something a little bit different. We'll see how these ones go. But as far as let us know how you like the new mic. Did you like the old mic? Like these mics?
I'm not selling that. Not acknowledging it. No.
Let us know if you like this mic more, if you like the old mic more. If we fill the settings more, if we make someone louder, quieter. I might be able to make it so that I come in through the left ear and Darius comes in through the right ear. So if you want it to be like that, also let us know. And as always,
dog jump off bed.
Philosophy.
I don't know how well that came through, so I'm also going to say philosophy.